I don't know if it's because it's so cold out here or because the coffee's still nice and hot or what, but it tastes really, really good right now. I must say. So it's 9:55. And I just checked the temperature, it's 30 degrees. That's -2 Celsius. Pretty cool. And I'm totally, completely warm in here. I was just out there a minute ago. I put this wall up. And it's cold out there. Yeah, put this rain fly up just to block the wind a little bit. But it's warm in here. As long as the fire's going, I'll be good. To quote a great man, I love it when a plan comes together. Hannibal from the A-Team, I don't know how great he was, but yeah, this is working out great though. You can see the flames going up and out, the smoke's going up and out. The thing's working like a chimney, just like I was hoping it would, and all the heat's coming back at me. It's 30 degrees out there and I'm sitting here in flip-flops and hot. So this thing is working great. Actually got to get them bricks and put them in there though, like I was talking about earlier. They're right there. That way they'll absorb some of the heat from this fire and they'll be ready to go under the bed when I go to sleep. It's 10:42. It's 29 degrees Fahrenheit out right now. It's I'm not sure. It's like 3 below 0 on Celsius, 3 below 0 Celsius. I think that's what it converts to. It's freaking cold. That's what it converts to. Just plain cold. And the wind's coming out of the north. They said it was going to be coming out of the south. So I'm getting some wind. But it is what it is at this point. Kind of tired, but at the same time I'm hungry. And I could use that food to help me stay warm. And I think I'm gonna lay down for a little bit and just let these coals build. And then when I wake up, I'll stoke it up. I'll cook up my food. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a long night. So it's 12:57. It's 30 degrees. I just woke up. The fire was pretty much out. It was just coals. Oh, it's pretty cold. When I warm up, I think I'm gonna cook them ribs. Yeah, it's pretty cold. The fire's starting to kick in again. And I put the bricks underneath my bed. They're actually very warm right now. I just took them off when I first woke up. And that's very warm. I got my hand under there right now just to feel the heat. And it's warming my hand up. It's pretty cold out here. It's about 1:15. The fire's stoking back up again. Feels good to be warm again. I was actually pretty warm there the whole time. My feet were a little bit cold, but the doubled up socks is the key because I didn't have them anywhere near the fire. My feet, that is. But they were plenty warm. My feet weren't even cold when I woke up. The only reason I woke up is because the bed was a little uncomfortable. That branch was jabbing me in the middle of my back. But other than that, I was pretty comfortable now. I wasn't cold until I woke up and actually sat up, and I was underneath my jacket and on top of the ridge rest, the thermarest ridge rest, and I was warm enough anyway. Fire's hot. Yeah, I'm gonna let these coals build up. I think I'm gonna eat something. So it's 1:37 and I got food on. Beef ribs. Probably be around 2-ish. Before I eat. It's going to take at least 20 minutes to cook these things. They're pretty thick. They smell good. So it's 1:46. They're cooking pretty nicely, I think. pretty tired, honestly. I might eat like one of these and just wrap them up after that. Try to get back to sleep before I run out of firewood. I still got that stuff out there. It's kind of punky, but I can cut it if I need to. The goal is to get a little bit of food in me, stoke this fire up, and try to get as much more sleep as I can. Dimmer light is a little bit better for filming, I think. It's a dollar store light that I bought like 2 years ago. This thing lasts a long time. $154. They're close. They smell pretty good. It is ridiculously hot right now in here. I know it's just because I'm by the fire, because out there it ain't hot. But in here it is. Almost there. So it's 2 a.m. and the food is done. Pretty much exactly when I said. Or not pretty much, but exactly when I said. Looks pretty good too, I must admit. I brought a fork, but I didn't bring a knife, so I'm gonna have to use my Schrade, I guess. Or I do have my Victorinox too. Maybe I'll use that. It might be a little bit cleaner. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys I'm eating. It's pretty good. It's hard to eat with one hand, so especially with these, they're a little tough. Beef ribs, you know, they usually are, but they're tasty. So I'm gonna eat, and then I'll come back to you before I go to sleep. Yeah, they're pretty good though. I don't know why they look so red on the camera, but they're not really. they're actually just barely even pink. Yeah, they're pretty good though. So it's 2:15. I just finished eating. I stoked up the fire and getting ready to go back to sleep. Ribs were pretty good, a little tough, but they hit the spot. Cause I was definitely hungry. Try to eat some dinner all late and wrong at 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to lay back down here and get some sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning or before that if something interesting happens. So it's 2:39. I got the fire stoked back up. And I'm getting ready to go back to sleep and laying down right now. I got my feet are in 2 pairs of wool socks, and then I have them inside there with that styrofoam that I had wrapped around my cooler bag to keep my food cold. Now I have it wrapped around my feet to keep my feet warm. And I had it that way earlier too. And it worked pretty well, so I'm doing it again. I woke up earlier because the bed, my stick bed was jabbing me in the back, so I tweaked it. And right now it's pretty comfortable, so I'm gonna try to go back to sleep for a little while. So I'll see you guys in the morning, or whenever I get up again. I'll try to go back to sleep before this fire burns down though. So it's about 10 after 6. Sun's coming up. It's a pretty good night. I was warm all night, really. I mean, I had a couple minutes. I got water on for coffee too. Yeah, I had a couple minutes where I was cold, but overall I was warm all night. Sorry about that. I'm kind of stretching. It's still pretty dark back here. Heard a tree fall over that way. That was probably around 3 o'clock. Yeah, that fire pit thing works great. I'll show you the... Yeah, sorry about that. I'll show you the shelter from the front side. Pretty cool. And that fire pit, it chimneyed the smoke away from me all night. I never had smoke in my face, which is a definite plus. I'm almost completely out of wood. You guys can't see it yet, but yeah, I'm almost completely out of firewood too. The little sidewall thing I put there helped a lot. It definitely made a difference. The little milk crate table was nice too. I definitely like having a table where I can keep all my stuff within arm's reach. Yeah, it's pretty warm. Yeah, sun's almost up. That's my cue to head on out of here when the sun comes up. There was a lot of people out yesterday. This place is becoming not a good place to camp anymore. There's just too much going on back here. Dudes hunting and stuff. You can't, I mean, I can lay low from people walking the trails and stuff like that, but dudes coming through the same rough terrain that I'm in to try to lay low from everybody. So yeah, I can't really stealth camp from somebody like that. I guess he didn't want no trouble though. He didn't come around. I wasn't sure. Dude's kind of shifty. Like I said, I've seen him in the past where he like tries to stare you down. Yesterday, in fact, when I came into the woods, he was near where I came in at, and he shut his bike off and just was like looking at me, and I kept looking back at him. But I'm not trying to have conflict with anybody over nothing, you know. There's got to be a legit reason if I'm gonna have a battle with somebody, and testosterone ain't it. I don't know what the dude's deal is. Too many beers, I think, because he's always drinking beer while he's riding that thing, and he's got a shotgun on top of that, which is not, you know, I mean, I drank my whole life and I've shot guns too, and I never killed anybody or shot anybody or anything like that. But I didn't shoot while I was drinking, and I didn't carry the gun around with me while I was drinking either. I think I might have shot when I lived in Georgia. We used to shoot all the time. I was drinking there for sure. But I never carried a gun out in public when I was drinking. This dude's an idiot. And I noticed that there's some private property signs up over near where my stealth camp is, my bug out camp, which were never there before, so I don't know what's going on with that. I ain't about trespassing. I like the stealth camp on land that's not posted, because that way I got a legal leg to stand on if it comes down to it. But I don't know. Yeah, I have a couple other places I'm gonna start going to instead of this place. This is convenient. It's not that far from my home. I'm only about 3 miles from my house right now. My bug out camp's even closer than that. I'm further than my bug out camp. Can hear the woods waking up. Yeah, I'm gonna finish making this coffee. So I'm getting ready to have a cup of coffee. Thought you might want to join me before I start packing up. Pretty cold out, it's about 30 degrees. Flip-flops because I was wearing 2 pairs of wool socks and they don't fit inside of my boots. They do, but it's too tight, so you lose R value and you end up with your feet being colder than without. So, but if you wear them loose, without shoes, without boots, then they are very warm. So when I had to get up to walk around, I don't want to walk around and get them wet, so flip-flops. And it's not bad down here. It's warm by the coals. These are going to be my socks I wear out of here. Very good night, very good shelter. I like this whole setup. Kept me out of the wind with the little wall here that I put up, and with it being down here with the fire pit in the pit here, it kept the whole little area warm all night. I was warm the whole night. You know, a few chilly moments here and there, but I was warm for an open lean-to on a night that was below freezing all night. I was warm. That's very good, especially considering I don't have a sleeping bag or a blanket. I did use my coat to cover up with, but no sleeping bag, no blanket. Well, I'm gonna start packing up little by little. I guess I'll drink some of this coffee first. Yeah, the bed was pretty comfortable. It was pressing in on my back at one point, and I changed the branches around, and after that I was good. And I used the backpack as my pillow. Put my boots underneath of it just to prop it up a little bit to give my head a little elevation, and I was comfortable with that too. My neck's good, no sore neck at all. Maybe I'll show you. You guys never really got to see it last night, because by the time I got all together, it was dark. But yeah, I was like this all night, and totally comfortable. It was a good night. I'm gonna start cleaning up and head on out of here. Thanks for joining me. All right, so I got the camp all broke down. I just kicked all the dirt over the fire. It was easy, went right out. So I'm gonna give it a day or so, and then I'll come back and backfill that hole. And once I know the coals are all out and all, I don't want to do it till I know the fire's out completely. But yeah, it was a nice little shelter, and kept me warm all night. Can't ask for any more than that. All right, thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll see you guys again next time.